Hey man, say man, y'all coming in, man. Go ahead and like the video. Comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. Share this live. It was good. We're gonna talk about, what I'm saying, Indiana Pacers, man. Tyrese Hailiburton with the big clutch shot, man, to win the game for him. Y'all come on in, man. Like like the video, man. Share the video. All that good stuff. Let me know where y'all tuning in from, man. If y'all NBA fans, you know what I'm saying? Clutch players, man, make big time plays. And he made a big time play. How y'all feel about, that shot, man? How y'all feel? Let me know in the comments how y'all feel. Bro, yeah. And I think Indiana, man, they're gonna make history this year. I think they're gonna win the NBA, championship. You feel me? I think them boys gonna do it. I think they got a real good chance. You know what I'm saying? He made a clutch shot at a critical time in the game. So, but it was just game one. You know what I'm saying? You know how the NBA goes. You know how professional sports go. They gotta give some drama. They gotta string it along. They gotta make us interested in watching it. They gotta make sure that we, they gotta make sure that we watch it. They got to. That's my bad. I was trying to get. Oh yeah. I understand. I was trying to get my hashtags and everything together, but that's my bad. But that's fine. Hey, I totally understand. That's fine. Hey, what's good, everybody that's tuning in? I'm finna get right in a minute. Just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm finna get right. I ain't been live on here in a second, in a minute, so. But yeah, so Tyrese Hailiburton hit a clutch shot, in the clutch to win, to win game one. Now the crazy thing about that was their first lead of the game. OKC pretty much dominated the whole game. But we all know that, a game is not won in the first quarter, not won in the second or the third. It comes down to the fourth. How you play in the fourth, determines the outcome of the game. So, now from what I've seen, OKC played great the whole game. It wasn't like the Pacers just. It wasn't like OKC just played trash. They played great the whole game. It's just big time players make big plays. He made a big play like this against the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? I think in like maybe, maybe like the last game of the series. Now, I'll be honest with y'all. I don't watch pro sports like that like I used to. Now, when I was younger, I did, but see, now I film football, basketball, baseball. So I don't really be on pro sports like that like I used to. Really, not even college, because, most of the time, like on Fridays, Friday nights, I'm at, high school games. You know what I'm saying? I done film some college games, like, little league, youth games. So, I really don't be tuned in to pro sports like that. But I will be watching the NBA finals. I always kind of catch, the finals. I always catch that. So I will be watching the finals. I will go live after every game, up to game 7. So if you like NBA basketball, if you're a fan of NBA basketball, and you want to, chop it up about, the playoffs or the finals, you want to chop it up about that, I'm gonna go live. Like I said, I'm gonna go live after every game. So y'all tune in. Want to get on here with y'all, chop it up. Bella Cho. Hey, what's good, Bella Cho? What's going on with you? If y'all tuning in, man, hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. If you don't know, I'm a videographer. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm doing good. I film football, basketball, baseball. You know what I'm saying? Been doing that for probably about 3 years now. And football season is over. Spring football has come. So people doing summer workouts, baseball season, basketball season. It's the summertime, so everything kind of died down. So I got time to chop it up with y'all, get on here and talk to y'all. Now what I can see from the series is that it's going to come down to game 7. They're going to stretch it to game 7. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's going to be a game 7. Because both teams are evenly matched. Oh, that was up. Hey, congratulations on hitting 580. I'm going to make sure that I subscribe to your channel. But congratulations on hitting 580. I hope you hit 1,000 soon. So I hope you hit 600. The next week or so, next couple weeks. Keep posting content. Because people gonna watch. The more consistent you are, the more people gonna watch. But yo, man, it's gonna be an interesting series. It's gonna very well be an interesting series. It's gonna be action packed. I think it's gonna go to a game 7. The NBA they're trying to make some bread, trying to make some money. They're gonna boost the ratings up. They're not going to allow it to be a sweep. OKC, I just think, man, at the end they kind of just, I don't know. I don't really know what happened, but like I said, big time players made big time plays. Hailiburton made a big time play when he needed to in the clutch. And for the most part, they're gonna regroup. They're gonna get right. They're gonna get everything together. Now I will say I used to be a big OKC fan when Kevin Durant was there. When he left OKC, man, that really hurt me because I was a big fan of them. You know what I'm saying? Westbrook, you know what I'm saying? James Harden, Kevin Durant, which they should have won a championship. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should have beat OKC that year. I don't really know what happened, man. That really hurt my heart. It really hurt my feelings. And I haven't had an NBA team since then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just like in the NFL. When Peyton Manning played, you know what I'm saying? That was my favorite player. That was my favorite team. I've had multiple, favorite players in the NFL like Jerome Bettis, Terrell Davis. You know what I'm saying? Y'all probably don't know who they are. But those was two running backs, Jerome Bettis, because Jerome Bettis was a big running back. You know what I'm saying? I looked up to him and Terrell Davis also that played for the Broncos. But it's going to be an interesting season. An interesting series. Now, I was good. Talk to you on what now? Now, what I will say was gonna be some key things. Hey, I don't know, but hey, we're gonna hold that down right now. I don't know. We're gonna hold that down, poet. We're gonna hold that down, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's a topic for another time. But we're gonna hold that down. We're gonna hold that down. We ain't gonna hear, talking like that, man. We talking about basketball. We talking about, you know what I'm saying? We ain't on it, but I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Um both teams evenly matched. Oh no, you good. You good. Appreciate you for tuning in. You good. But both teams evenly matched. It's gonna come down to, in my opinion, it's gonna come down to, you know what I'm saying, of course, rebounds, you know what I'm saying, getting rebounds, getting loose balls, you know what I'm saying, being not not being scared to hit the floor, you know what I'm saying, not being afraid to go, you know what I'm saying, to the rim and attack the rim, you know what I'm saying, because that's what I seen tonight. I seen OKC go to the rim, attack the rim. I seen them control the paint. You know what I'm saying? They made the shots from the outside. You know what I'm saying? Their bigs did what they were supposed to do. It's just the Pacers at the end going down the stretch. They just, their bigs start to, you know what I'm saying, to play. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, the guys, you know what I'm saying, the perimeters made the shots that they needed to make. And I think OKC gonna come back in the second game. They're gonna play better. They're gonna be more. They're gonna be more aggressive. They're not gonna make those mistakes. And I feel like if they have the lead like that, they're not gonna blow the lead like that, because they up 100. I think it was like 105 to like 80 something or 90 something. You know what I'm saying? Going into like the last 5 minutes of the game, you can't give up no lead like that. If you're gonna win a NBA championship, you can't do that. You cannot give up that type of lead, especially at home. Because if the road team know that they can beat you at home, when you go to their arena, it's going to be extremely hard, and the pressure is going to be on y'all. OKC in the drive. I mean, Indiana is in the driver's seat now because they beat OKC at home in the first game. Now, the first game don't determine the winner of the series, but it's a mind thing. But it's also, it's a mind thing. I wouldn't want to be ahead and leading and let them come back and beat us by 3. I can't do that. I couldn't, you know what I'm saying? So the second game of the series, OKC, I believe they're gonna come out. I believe they're gonna win game 2. That's my prediction for game 2. I feel like OKC is gonna win game 2. I don't feel like they're gonna go down, 0-2. I feel like they're gonna win game 2. I feel like they're gonna play with more intensity. They're going to not give up the lead at the end. They're going to make Indiana work for everything in the second game. And, because this, like I said, this game they played well. It's just those last 5 minutes, you can't give up no lead like that. And you can't give a team like Indiana any confidence, because they had confidence going down the stretch because they made 2 clutch shots, you know what I'm saying, to finish out the game. You know what I'm saying? You can't give a team like that no type of confidence. So, you know what I'm saying? Congratulations to Indiana on the win of game 1. Game 2, I think it's Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? It's go pretty fast. I think that the game 2 is Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. So it's gonna be a good game. I will go live like this after the game Sunday. I think, like I said, I think it's Sunday because today is Thursday. So yeah, it'll be Sunday. So I'm thinking I'm gonna go live after the game 2, give y'all another breakdown. But yeah, like I said, Indiana is in the driver's seat. Tyrese Hailiburton made a clutch shot like this in the last series to win that series. He made a clutch shot tonight to win game 1. So what I feel like is game 2, he gonna come to play, but I also feel like OKC is going to dominate game 2. They're gonna dominate game 2. They're gonna watch film. Jeez. You talking about Yates from Kimber County? Yeah, if you talking about Yates from Kimber County, man, I think he gonna do a great job. You know, he gonna because this is his senior year, ain't it? So you know what I'm saying? Like, I think he signed to. I want to say he signed to Mississippi State, if I'm not mistaken. I think he committed to Mississippi State. He had a big year last year. You know what I'm saying? No slight to McGee, but you know what I'm saying. Kimber County played well. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Ole Miss. Okay, that's my bad. Ole Miss, my bad. But yeah, he's gonna have a good season. He had a good season last year. It's just in that third round of the playoffs, it's just Kimber County was winning the game. They got McGee. Kimber County got a touchdown called back, and that pretty much put McGee in the driver's seat for the rest of the game. So, but no diss to McGee because I rock with McGee. I like what McGee doing down there. But with Kemper going down to 2A, they're gonna have an even better chance. Cause see, they're in 2A South, and I think them and Heidelberg in the same division. So with them, it's gonna be. I think Heidelberg and Kemper's in the same division, if I'm not mistaken. So if they in the same division, that'll be South State. North State will be Charleston and trying to see because Calhoun City went down to 1A. So Charleston. So I'm trying to think. Because I think in the South is Sky Central, Bay Springs. Yeah, Sky Central, Bay Springs, Kemper, and Heidelberg in the South. Because Raleigh went up to 3A. So, but yeah, he's gonna have a good season. He's gonna have to have a real good season this year. Now they returned a lot of great kids, a lot of great athletes, but he's gonna have to have a big season this year. You know what I'm saying? In order for them to be successful, especially in that 2A South. But yeah, he's gonna have a good season, and but yeah, he's gonna have a good season. But getting back to the NBA, man, OKC gonna win game 2. This is how I feel like it's gonna go. OKC gonna win game 2. Indiana gonna win game 3. I'm kind of on the fence though. I feel like OKC. I'm gonna just step out there and say OKC gonna win the next one, and I feel like Indiana gonna. I don't know. I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I just wait to see how it go. But I do know and feel OKC gonna win game 2. They're gonna win the next game because it ain't no way you gonna let them come to OKC and beat y'all like the way they did. So OKC gonna win game 2. It's gonna go back and forth. But I'm gonna just make a bold prediction. I got Indiana winning the championship this year. That's my pick. Indiana will win the NBA championship this year. That's what I feel. Now I could be wrong. But that's my prediction. That is my prediction. But what y'all think though? Y'all think, you know what I'm saying? Who y'all predict? Who y'all feel like is going to win the NBA championship? That's my pick though. But yeah, that's my prediction, man. That's what I feel like. Indiana will be the NBA champions for this season. Um, and like I said, I'm gonna do a live like this for game 2. This was game 1 recap. I'll go more in depth. I'll be on here a little bit longer for game 2. Like I said, I haven't been watching the NBA. Haven't been watching, you know what I'm saying, the NBA series. Haven't been watching the NBA playoffs. So I'm behind on everything that's done happened up to now. But I'm going to analyze what I see now, you know what I'm saying, to the championship, to the actual championship game. And, that's how we're going to rock. Now, with everybody watching this, I need y'all to comment. I need y'all to like this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Look on MVP next year. Now, that's a possibility. I really also feel like LeBron going to retire next year. I think we're seeing the end of, an era. I feel like LeBron is going to retire first. Then I feel like Steph going to be after him maybe a year or two later. And then I feel like the next, he going to retire, man. Because this is the thing, man. LeBron done did everything you could possibly do. It ain't nothing else that man need to do. It ain't nothing else he need to prove. It ain't nothing else he really can do. It's over with. Like, you done did everything. You won championships. You're not gonna beat Jordan's record. You're not gonna beat Jordan's record. You're not gonna get more than, you know what I'm saying, than Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like it's over with. And ain't nothing wrong with them retiring because they done gave us so much. Like, LeBron done gave us, he done gave, because this thing, that man came in the NBA when he was 18 years old, man. And for him to do what he done, regardless of what anybody say, for him to do what he's done, you know what I'm saying, you really can't, for him to do what he's done, man, you really can't say, you can say, well, he lost in the finals and this and that, blah, blah, blah. But at the end of the day, man, LeBron gave us some classic games, man. He played his heart out, man. He done some amazing things in his career. And he's, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, people hate LeBron. People hated LeBron. They didn't like, they call him soft. Everything you could say about a player, but at the end of the day, when LeBron James goes on his farewell tour, when LeBron James finally takes off his jersey for that last time, takes his you know what I'm saying, his shoes off, you know what I'm saying, you don't see him on the sideline, on the, on the baseline no more. You don't see him, out there anymore. It's gonna be like a reminder, like, dang, you know what I'm saying, he one of the last ones. Him, Steph, and KD. You feel me? So I just know at the end of the day, man, did what it is, man. Did what it is. Now, I ain't gonna sit down and lie to nobody. Man, I'm in my 30s. Yeah, I'm on age. You know what I'm saying, I'm what they call unk. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my unk years. You feel me? So, but rest assured though. Oh yeah, he is, man. The crazy thing about it too, I grew up in the 90s, so I seen the NBA change. I seen the NBA change, man. I seen it go from, I just seen so many levels, so many different things with the NFL. I mean, with the NBA and the NFL with all the sports and stuff like that. And, and I remember when LeBron first came in the league. I remember when he first came in the league. I remember, you know what I'm saying, the things he was doing at an early age. I remember all that. I remember, you know what I'm saying, when, I remember when Steph came in the league. I remember when KD came in the league. I remember, with James Harden, Russell Westbrook. I remember all these guys, even Russell Westbrook retiring. You know what I'm saying? I remember just, you know, so it's gonna be tough, man. Not seeing LeBron out there no more. Then Steph retires and then KD gone. It's gonna be crazy to see, but it is what it is though. But yeah, get to the line, especially no matter what. No, I don't think Luka gonna be the next LeBron. I think Luka gonna be just the next Luka. It ain't gonna be another LeBron. LeBron was one of those once in a lifetime players. Like this man he could post you up. He could get in the paint, get rebounds. He can run the floor like a gazelle, get down the floor, block shots. He could he could take the ball down the floor. You know what I'm saying? He was a great facilitator. You know what I'm saying? He could pass the ball, he could shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? He could score when he needed to score. You know what I'm saying? Like he could do it all. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he was doing all this at an early age too. He was doing all this when he first came in the league, and he just progressed as he went on. But not taking them from Luka game, because Luka is a dog too. Luka can play, but it's just I don't think it's gonna be another LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Like just like it's not gonna be another Kobe. It ain't gonna be another LeBron. It ain't gonna be another Steph Curry, because all those guys are special. They all have their own, skills and skill set, and they're all special. You know what I'm saying? And they all just I mean, I would say Jordan, but now I grew up when Jordan was playing, but see, I was young, so I don't really remember seeing Jordan play. I remember like the tail end, like when he was getting ready to retire, then he came back to the Wizards. So, like I said, like I was born in the 90s, like 1990. So, you know what I'm saying? I didn't get a chance to really see him, like to really remember him playing because I was so young. But I did get a chance to see Kobe play. But watching clips of Jordan and stuff like that. Jordan the GOAT. He the GOAT. But I feel like he the GOAT of his generation. I feel like this. Jordan is the GOAT, true enough. But I feel like in my mind, I feel like he the GOAT of his generation, just like Kobe's the GOAT of his generation. Like LeBron is the GOAT of his generation. All three of them GOATs. Now, Jordan at the top, but they all GOATs of their own generation because they all played in a different time. Like the time Jordan played, it was way more physical. It was way more, you know what I'm saying? Like, just think about the Pistons, the bad boys out there, like really like WWE about killing them guys. Like defense was they almost playing football out there. It was way more intense back then. It was way more intense back then. And then you got to think about when Kobe played, it was still intense, but it was starting to become more of a finesse game because AAU and stuff was starting to become a thing. So it was becoming more of a finesse game, more of a flashy finesse type of more of a flashy finesse type of game. Then when LeBron started to become the guy, AAU was like in full swing. So it was starting to become more of a, big man can score. We finna go out here and see how many points we can score. You know what I'm saying? And then when Steph came in, it was full blown. How many points can you score? How many, you know what I'm saying? Like we finna go out here and we finna shoot the lights out. That's what our main goal. So they all, so that's just my opinion. So 1988. Man, I guarantee. Like, did you actually go to the game or like did you watch it on TV? If you watched it like live at the game, I know that was definitely probably a great atmosphere. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, them like me looking back and watching. Oh yeah, I know that stadium was rocking because you know what I'm saying the Celtics is a legendary. You know what I'm saying? A legendary organization. So I know that game was rocking. Um, because back then in the 80s, you gotta think about it, like it was more fundamentally sound. They actually cared more about like team than just individual. So it was a better atmosphere, and they wanted to win. They was going at each other neck the whole game because they was competitors. They wanted to win. They wanted to beat you up, and they wanted to score. They wanted to beat you up. They wanted to score. It was no holds barred. So yeah, the 80s did have, the fiercest rivalries. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. Still. Now Levi, Steph ain't the GOAT behind Jordan. Now, Steph is the GOAT when it comes to like shooters, but that was something right there. For real, for real. Nah, Levi. I can't agree with you on that. Steph is the GOAT when it comes to shooters, but I don't feel like he right behind Jordan. I can't give him that. I can't give him that. That's a little bold right there. I can't give him that. But I mean, that's your opinion though. So I respect your opinion, but I can't give him that. I can't give him that. Can't give him that. Can't give him that. I ain't gonna lie. This is my picks, man. And my picks might be different than everybody else. Of course, everybody gonna say Jordan, at the top. Now, I didn't get a chance to see Jordan play other than highlights because, like I said, I was young when he played. But of course, we're gonna put Jordan at the top. Well, nah, this is my list. This is my list of GOATs. Like, Jordan is the GOAT, but Jordan is not my GOAT. He ain't my GOAT. My list is AI, Tracy McGrady, Shaq, Tracy McGrady, AI, Shaq. I ain't trying to think of who else. They're my top three. They're my top three NBA players of all time. Allen Iverson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Tracy McGrady. I like Tim Duncan, and trying to think of who else. And I was a big Penny Hardaway fan too when I was a kid, but yeah, that's my guys though. Allen Iverson, Tracy McGrady, Shaquille O'Neal. I guess you could say I ain't got a top five, but in my top three. You know what I'm saying? In my top three favorite basketball players of all time. Now KD was one of my favorite. You know what I'm saying? He was one of my favorite until he left and went to the dang. Okay, see that I ain't gonna lie, that hurt my heart, man. Real talk. I mean, I understand that. I understand what you're saying, but it's like I was a fan of, you know what I'm saying, the T-Mac when he was playing. That was like real talk. I was a big fan of his. Let me see who else. But yeah, I was a big fan of T-Mac. Shaquille, of course, Shaquille O'Neal and Allen Iverson. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I even had them T-Mac shoes like the like the second ones that he came out with. I had a pair of them AIs. I ain't never had no Shaqs, but I had some AIs. I had some T Max. Yeah, T Mac was raw. He never he never really reached his full potential. I think, and I think he started getting injured like towards the tail end of his career. But when he was on, like T Mac was one of them ones though. Another guy, yeah, I forgot. One of my favorite shooters of all time though is Peja Stojakovic from the Sacramento Kings. Now a lot of people might not know about Peja, but hey, Peja was a dog. That's my boy though. You know what I'm saying? For real. Peja Stojakovic. You know what I'm saying? For the Sacramento Kings. Pure shooter. And the reason why he was one of my favorites because I used to play NBA Live and stuff like that. Man, I used to go off, man. For real. Peja Stojakovic, Ray Allen, or Rashard Lewis that played for the Rashard Lewis that played for the Supersonics. Clutch, boy. But Peja Stojakovic though, that was my boy right there. Clutch, for real. Yeah. Yeah, Peja was a dog though, for real. For real. The Kings also, man, I'm not forgetting about Larry Bird. I just didn't get a chance. I didn't see Larry Bird play. You feel me? I can only speak on the people that I saw myself, that I seen play. I didn't see Larry Bird play. I didn't get to see Magic Johnson. I didn't get to see Jordan play. I just seen highlights, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, like I grew up in the 90s when Jordan was that guy. So I don't even remember watching him play on TV. I know I probably did, but I don't remember. Now Larry Bird was a killer, man. He was a killer. Like he one of them guys that you hate to see. He one of them guys that you hate to see lace up his shoes because you know he finna go off. You feel me? He finna go off. But long story short, though. Long story short, you know, long story short,
did you know if you cut a piece of ginger into small pieces and mix it with a bit of lime and apple, you create one of the most effective drinks to detoxify your body?
But yeah, Larry Bird was one of them ones, man. I don't know yet, and I feel like if they win the championship this year, that's gonna put him in the talks to be a superstar. It's gonna take a little time, you know. I feel like when he finally reaches his stride, when he finally just becomes the player that he can really be, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a little time though. He clutch. But see, this the thing though. When it boils down to it, you ain't really gotta be. Well, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say that. But this is the thing. In this day of age, in this game, you do not have to be just averaging 40, 50 points. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do all that. You ain't got to do all that. As long as you go out there and score, as long as you get them shots when they need it, them big shots, that's all that they need. You ain't got to be you ain't got to be You ain't got to go out there and have 40, 50 point games. You just got to go out there and be able to score when it's time. Because I can go out there and hit I can go out there and hit 40, hit for 40 and miss the game winning shot. So As long as he making them clutch shots, as long as he keeping, as long as they know we can count on Hailiburton to give us this clutch shot, we can count on somebody to hit this game winner for us. That's all that matters. Now, do I feel like later on in his career, like, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, this season right here is going to give him, you know what I'm saying? This is going to give him what he needs. This is gonna give him what he needs. This is gonna give him what he needs. It's just gonna take a little time, but you know. So let me ask y'all. So who y'all picks? Who do y'all feel like is going to? Who do y'all feel like going to be? Who y'all feel like going to win? You know what I'm saying? The championship. Do y'all feel like Indiana Pacers going to win the championship? Oh yeah, Julius Erving, man. Oh, it's going to define his legacy because I feel like when they go into Game 7, it's going to come down. It's going to come down to him making a clutch shot. If OKC come out of Game 2 and give up the lead that late in the game, or if they can't contain the lead at home, it's going to be hard for them to win that series, man. Like you got to be able to keep that lead at home. Like you at the crib, there is no way that the Pacers should have even been that close to take Game 1. How is that even possible? How is it even possible for them to take Game 1 like that when OKC had to lead the whole entire game? That don't make sense. But I'll say, if the Pacers come out and dominate Game 2, it's going to be rough on OKC. They got to dominate Game 2, man. Dominate Game 2. That's it. Dominate. You got to dominate Game 2. Simple as that. Dominate Game 2. I don't know. I just... Well, I mean, it's early in the series, man. It's just first game. Now, the second game, to me, second or third, the second game going to determine everything. That's just my opinion. Because OKC cannot give up. You can't give up no lead like that late in the game. Like, you cannot give up no lead like that. Like, it ain't no way you at home. You've been leading the game the whole game. You let them guys come down the last 5 minutes and, you know what I'm saying, pretty much take the game. Like, it ain't, but at the same time, though, first game, let's see how Game 2 plays out. And like I said, I'm going to go live after every game. So, you know what I'm saying, at the whole series. So hopefully go to Game 7. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go live. We're going to talk about it. We're going to break it down. We're going to analyze the game. You know what I'm saying? We're going to chop it up. So, if I'm not mistaken, Game 2 is Sunday night. And we're going to get on this thing. We're going to talk about it. I mean, I'm not really. I would be worried about it Okay, well, see that plays. Now I'm just telling you, nephew. I'm just telling you, I haven't been watching none of the playoffs. I ain't watched the playoffs, so I'm late. Now, only thing I do know is that Hailiburton hit that game winner for them, and that he hit a game winner against the Knicks. That's all I know. I ain't been following the NBA at all this year. Like, just being real, I ain't been following the NBA, so I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when that last series ended. I don't know what's going on. I'm just up to speed now. So I'm gonna be up to speed for the rest of the series. So with you telling me that kind of, you know what I'm saying, kind of make me, rethink things. You know what I'm saying? That do play a big factor, you know what I'm saying, especially, with your legs, fatigue, you know what I'm saying, especially going down, you know what I'm saying, in that fourth quarter, you know what I'm saying? Going down that fourth quarter, that third quarter, really, that plays a big factor. So I understand now, why it was like that. They ran out of gas pretty much going down the stretch. Now, next game though, they got to adjust. The next game, it can't be it's fatigue. You got to adjust. Because if the pace was fresh, you know what I'm saying, they got about 2 days, you know what I'm saying, to recuperate. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna be fresh. They still gonna be a little fresh. So we gotta see what go on in game 2. But like I said, with you telling me that kind of made me look at the game, look at it a little bit differently now. You know what I'm saying? Okay, see, win games 2. Okay, in 5, they lose. Game 1 against the Bucks, first round against the Cavs, second. So that's what I'm saying. You gotta, see 115. Yeah. Cause that fatigue set in. But hey, game 2. Like, I watched all of the game, but for some reason, like, I was watching on YouTube TV. You know what I'm saying? So for some reason, I was watching it, and then it would go to the news, and it would come back to the game. So I missed certain parts of like the third and like maybe a little bit of the fourth, but it came back. I kept going. It kept going in and out. So I watched the first half. I watched the third quarter. I missed maybe like, I want to say 3 or 4 minutes of the third, and I missed like maybe 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes of the fourth. And then like right before like the last 5 minutes, it kind of went out. It came back. So I got the chance to watch the last 5 minutes of the game. And me really just thinking about it, with you saying that, I can see the fatigue. You can see kind of like, yeah, you can see it. You can see that. You can see. So yeah, that's what they're gonna have to do. They're gonna have to bring the game to them. They're gonna have to make, that, because that's with anything. That's with any level. If you playing, basketball, and this team trying to just run you off the floor, slow the game down. Slow the game down. Bring the game to you. It's gonna give you a chance. It's gonna give you a chance to catch your breath. It's gonna give you a chance to run your offense. It's gonna give you a chance to get your defense set, to adjust to what they got going on. It's gonna really open up. It's gonna really open up a lot of positive things for you if you can slow the game down with a team that's trying to run you off the floor. So, like I said, game 2, we're gonna see how they adjust. We're gonna see how OKC adjust. Now I would go. Man, that's be honest, nephew, that's all they did. They just ran and ran and ran and ran. They didn't do nothing special. They they didn't do nothing special, because look, they didn't really have no big men. They didn't really have no shooters. All they did was just, they knew that y'all had to stay in half court. They knew y'all couldn't run the floor. They knew y'all couldn't because Mike was big. Mike then, he was big, so he couldn't run the floor. You know what I'm saying? Y'all weren't ready for that. Y'all weren't ready for it just to be, But yeah, that's really it, man. Y'all stayed with them that first half, maybe like the first quarter. That second quarter, you start seeing y'all slow down, and they just I like elite. Hey, I don't know what you on, man. Chill out with it. I don't know what you talking about. I don't. And then that horrible sell two thing. Yeah. Yo, Matt couldn't run that flow, man. He could sit in that paint all day. You just lie that much. Cause look, he was the tallest kid there, which was crazy. He was literally the tallest kid the whole weekend. He was the tallest kid the whole weekend. And he couldn't run. He just couldn't run the floor. He was I ain't gonna say out of shape, but he just couldn't run the floor. To be honest, y'all whole season, Mike, you know what I'm saying? Matt was like one of the tallest kids at every tournament. It was some kids that maybe was like his height or maybe a little shorter than him, but side wide, man, couldn't nobody mess with him in the paint. But we're going to see what OKC do in that game too, though. We're going to see how they exist. We're going to see if they're going to be able to slow Indiana down and make Indiana play at their pace. We're going to see what they do. We're gonna see what them boys do, man, because like Lee, what you on, man? I don't even know what you on, man. I don't even know what you talking about. I don't even know what you on, but you know what I'm saying? We talking about some basketball, man. We talking about this game 1 of the NBA Finals. And I've been on this thing for about a good hour, man. Just, chopping it up with y'all. But yeah, if you just tuning in, man, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you comment, subscribe, share the live. And after every game in this series, I'm going live. So make sure y'all tune in. Make sure y'all hit the notification bell so y'all know when I go live. Make sure y'all tap in. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all tap in with the videos on the channel already. But definitely tap in. Man. Hold up. Yeah, I ain't got time for this. I don't know what you on, but I ain't even got time. I ain't even got time for that. I ain't even on it tonight. But anyway, I don't know what bro's on, but I just went on here, got him out of the chat, the comments, put him in timeout because I ain't even got time for that. But anyways, man. Hey J Pop, appreciate you. Appreciate you for tuning in. Appreciate you for subscribing. I'm going live like this Sunday after the game 2. Make sure you tap. Make sure you know what I'm saying. You be on Sunday night. You know what I'm saying. We're gonna go live again. We're gonna chop it up like this again. And I'm curious to see what game 2 gonna hold, man. Curious to see what game 2 gonna hold. Now I'm kind of caught up to speed with what's going on. So I'm anxious to see how it's gonna play out. Now, like I said, if they get their rest, you know what I'm saying? They get their rest in, you know what I'm saying? They get themselves together. I think they can do it. I think they can win game 2. They gotta win game 2. They ain't got no choice. They gotta win game 2. You can't be down 0-2 to a team like the Indiana Pacers. You got to win game 2. You gotta win game 2. Yeah, they gotta win game 2. Cause ain't they going to Indiana? Want game 2 be in Indiana or? Amber line for shit. Rest over a week. Oh, rest over a week. Oh. Well, what you no OG? What you talking about? I don't understand what you. Oh, okay. Oh, they're hosting games 3 and 4. Okay, so game 3 and Indy. Oh, well, see, OKC back at home. They got to win game 2 then. They got to win game 2 then. And they go 0-2 at home, it's over with. Like you might well. If OKC go 0-2 at home, it's over with. You might well hang it up. It's over with. But I also know this too now. We know how the NBA go. We know how it be set up. We know how they like storylines too. We do know these games be rigged at times. No conspiracy theorists. We do know they be rigged. We do know they like storylines. We do know they like ratings, and we do know they like to do certain things in the favor of certain organizations. Now, my prediction is Indiana will win the NBA championship. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong now. Now, yeah, that's what I'm saying. See, neither one of these teams won the championship before, so I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Storyline could be a yeah. Yeah, cause see, you know what I'm saying, with him being the face, of course it'll make sense. You know what I'm saying? He comes from behind. You know, they come from behind and steal game 2, and they dominate the rest of the series, and you know, he the face of the NBA. You know what I'm saying? He's the face of the NBA. So now, you know, because see, this is the thing. They wanted Ja Morant to be the face. Ja Morant didn't want to be the face. Then they wanted Ant-Man to be the face. You know what I'm saying? They wanted they had 2 guys that they wanted to be the face. Neither one of these guys wanted to be the face. So they said, hey, they gonna elect you to be the face. So look for OKC to win. I'm gonna change my prediction. OKC is going to win the NBA championship this year. Let me change my prediction. OKC is going to win the championship. Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand why they don't want to be the face. That's a lot of pressure. And with them guys being young, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a different time. Whole different time, and them guys lit, you know what I'm saying? They they lit, you know what I'm saying? Like and their life is, you know, way different than, you know, the guys of old, like in the 80s and the 90s, because social media wasn't a thing. Like the stuff that happened with Ja Morant, that never would have been, nobody would have ever known about that in the 80s or the 90s. You got to think about it. The 80s was a wild time. Wild time. Like super wild time when it came to doing illegal things, like, you know, illegal substances and stuff like that. So you got to understand, them guys were turned. They were lit, you know, going to them parties and doing different stuff behind the scenes with no cameras, no phones that could record none. So you got to think about it. Yeah, it was earned, but I feel like the reason them guys didn't want to be the face is because they couldn't. If you the face of the NBA, you can't do certain stuff. You gotta be like straight edge. You cannot do certain stuff, and they want to be young and free and be able to do what they want to do. So they don't want to be the face of the NBA. You have to. It's, you know what I'm saying, it's certain stuff that you gotta do to be the actual face of that, you know what I'm saying, of that organization of the NBA. Like that's a big deal. So they didn't want to do that. That's too much pressure. And they want to be loose. They want to be free because they're young. And I can understand it. You got all this money, all these female, like it's too much for them. So I totally understand. Yeah, Adam Silver he is for sure. He definitely is. Yeah, you can say that. Yeah, because I think it's because of the time they was in. You gotta think about it. Kobe at Kobe's you gotta think about it. And Kobe was like the face of the NBA. Like the NBA was kind of in a slow transition period. You know what I'm saying? Because it was right between the AAU era and it was transitioning out of the traditional style of basketball, going into like I guess you would say I don't know how could I word it. But the NBA that Jordan was in that went to Kobe, it transitioned. Then from Kobe to LeBron, the transition. Then like the LeBron, then the Steph era, then the KD, it transitioned to the we finna shoot your lights out era. So yeah. So that's the thing. That's the thing. That's what the NBA want. You see, the main thing you said was like all like scoring, like you say, scoring champ, Western Conference Finals MVP, married. That's the thing. Ant-Man ain't married. Ja Morant ain't married. You feel what I'm saying? Like that plays a big role in being the face of the franchise. Like you're a family man. That's a big thing. You're a family man. You know what I'm saying? So you stand for certain things. You do certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then having those accolades on the court, but that all plays a big factor into being the quote unquote face of the NBA or the face of a franchise. You feel what I'm saying? So uh, but I think next season, man, I'm gonna really tap back into pro sports. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, man, it's just like when yeah. Yeah, and I also saying too, they trying to trade, they trying to get Ja Morant, you know what I'm saying, with Ant-Man in Minnesota. I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't know if that's gonna happen. But I seen somewhere they're talking about placing them two on the same team together, which I don't know how that will work out. I don't know if that would be a great thing for them. But it might have just been a fake post, but I did see something pertaining to them playing together, like them trading for Ja Morant. Um with Zion, his situation is, man, he don't want to be in New Orleans. He didn't want to be with the Pelicans. He that's not a desirable place for him. That's not where he wanted to be. And as long as he's there, he gonna have problems. You know what I'm saying? Now they ain't looking to trade him, but as long as he's there, his career is gonna always stall, man. It's always gonna stall. It's as long as Zion Zion is with the Pelicans, his career is going to stall. He need a new team. He need to get out of there. Like his career, like he becoming a bust. He gotta somehow, some way he needs to get away from the Pelicans. As long as he plays for the Pelicans, he gonna have troubles. He gonna have problems. That's just what I'm seeing. No, I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I feel what you're saying. I feel what you're saying. Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I ain't gonna care. You gotta think about it, man. You a young man, and but what I'm noticing is the lady that he dealing with. You know what I'm saying? She a corn star. You feel me? And 9 times out of 10, 9 times he a young guy. Probably he ain't like he probably ain't never dealt with a woman like that. She older, so she can manipulate him. Is you know what I'm saying? Even though he should have a better mindset, he's still young. Still young, just like bruh. You know what I'm saying? I think his name Jalen Green. They got a you know that's true. That's true, nephew. LeBron was 18. That's true. But think about this. LeBron also was with his wife now. He went. He didn't come he didn't come in the NBA. You feel me? He didn't come in the NBA single. He didn't come in the NBA on no other stuff. He came in the NBA with the lady, with his childhood sweetheart, with his high school sweetheart. He came in with her. You know what I'm saying? With Savannah. You see what I'm saying? He came in with Savannah. But I mean, I understand what you're saying about mindset. I just feel like him being in a different environment will help his mindset. That's just my opinion. That's what I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Because I think I seen you post, something. I think you seen you. I remember seeing you post something about Zion being a bust, and I just feel like him being there, he ain't never gonna be able to really grow like he need to. That's just like I said. That's just my opinion. I'm not saying it's facts. I just feel like he needs a different environment because it'll help his mindset. He ain't gonna flourish there. He's not gonna flourish where he's at. Uh, nah, MJ was great, man. MJ was great. MJ to me was ahead of his time, but I also feel like, man, one thing people gloss over with MJ, man, this is what they gloss over. You know what I'm saying? MJ was fire now. He a goat now. But like I said, he ain't my goat. He's a goat. He's the goat, but he's not my goat. But he was fire. But the only thing I don't like is when people talk about Jordan and they talk about LeBron, how many times LeBron lost, and blah blah blah, and this and that. They also forget that Jordan used to get beat too. He was getting beat until he finally got it together, until he finally started winning. But he was getting beat too. You know what I'm saying? And me, this is my personal opinion. I feel like if LeBron had a team like Jordan had, LeBron would probably have 7 rings. He would have probably I know for sure he would have at least 5 to maybe 6. Him and Kobe would be tied. I just feel like, man, LeBron to me, in my opinion, once in a lifetime player. Jordan the GOAT. Kobe once in a lifetime player. LeBron once in a lifetime player, but LeBron just got certain attributes, man. I mean, I'm saying like MJ was great. He was great. Like, but I feel like this though. I feel like this is my opinion. I feel like they was all goats of their own time because the times was different. It was all different. Now, Jordan is the GOAT. And I respect Jordan. I respect everything he did for the league. I respect everything, what I'm saying, he did. But the crazy thing about it, like I grew up when he was playing, but I don't remember ever watching him play. I don't remember, getting to see him play. I grew up in the 90s. I was born in 1990 when he was doing his thing. Now, for sure, Jordan is the GOAT. For sure, Jordan is the greatest. But I just feel like like Jordan, Kobe and LeBron, they all were the GOAT of their time because they all played in different time periods. Because the game was different in every time. Like when Jordan came in the game, it was when he started to become the guy, it was different. It was starting to become different. When Kobe came in and became the guy, it was becoming different. When LeBron came in, the game was changing. So all of them was the GOAT of their own era, but Jordan was the GOAT of all time. Now I'm kind of curious to see how the Lakers are going to move forward when LeBron retires, because I do feel like LeBron gonna retire. Um, I feel like next season gonna be his last, you know, season as an NBA player. I feel like, man, he done did everything he could possibly do, and I feel like this is gonna be his last season, man. I feel like next year gonna be his last season. I mean, yeah, you can say that they did, but I just feel like, yeah, well, yeah, you might well say that they did, yeah, they did, they did, yeah, you can say they did, but I feel like, yeah, you might well say that they did play in the same time. Just think about it, yeah, they did play in the same time. Um, but yeah, man, RP to the legend Kobe, man. We seeing the end of an era, man. We seeing LeBron playing his last season. Steph gonna be right. Steph gonna follow suit. Yeah. Well, I say when Curry started to become that guy, that's like he ushered in a whole new wave of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like he ushered. I'll change it. So Jordan time was different. Kobe and LeBron kind of shared time, and then when LeBron kind of took the torch after Kobe, retired, whatever like that. Then when Curry came along, Curry changed the game again. Like he came in and like to me, like all three of those guys changed the game and made huge contributions. Started to When Curry really started to come in and do his thing, like the NBA changed, and then it's been different since because Curry ushered in that AAU era to where like I'm finna see how many points I can score. I'm finna see, you know what I'm saying? Like, so. But the crazy thing about it is, I got a chance to see, I got a chance to see LeBron do his thing. I got a chance to see Kobe do his thing. Got a chance to see, what I'm saying, Steph do his thing. Like, I mean, the thing about it with Jordan, man, like, I salute Jordan because of the time he played, man. The era he played in, like, they out there, man. The time Jordan played, you really had to play ball. Like you really had to be tough because they out there like the Pistons, man, the dang Celtics, the Lakers, man. They were like back then. You had to, yeah. And for Jordan to do what he was able to do was special, and especially in that time. Uh, yeah, true. And one thing I can say about Curry too, he stayed, with one team and he won all his rings with one team. He didn't leave. I feel like LeBron would have probably stayed with the Cavs his whole career if he would have won a ring there before when he did win a ring there. Yeah, I believe Wilt did because you got to think about it. They couldn't dunk back then. Well, I think they could dunk back then. Yeah, they could dunk back then, but they didn't have any threes. So, but the crazy thing about it is, man, he was out there going stupid because you got to think about it. 100 points, you ain't got no 3-point shot. So you pretty much like, yeah, because I mean they don't have a winning history. They don't have a winning history. Like football wise, basketball, they don't have a winning history. Yeah, I mean, shoot. Who gonna turn down? You know what I'm saying? California, you on the west. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful weather. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you go to these games, it's gonna be like a movie. You're gonna see all type of celebrities, superstars. Like the atmosphere is gonna be electric. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it ain't nothing like it. You can't beat that. But and too, man. Look, man. For Will, look the time, man. Look, Will was I don't know what was on Will's mind that night, but he just locked in and said, "Hey, I'm finna go out here and." Cause they just like I think they just like the night, Kobe had like 60, 70, something like that. Like Wilt was just out there going crazy. He just locked in. He bro locked in and he just 81. Yo, he just went out there and just locked in. You know what I'm saying? Did it one too. I ain't gonna lie, man. Y'all gotta forgive me, man. My mind is bad, so you know. Certain stuff I might forget, certain stuff I might not remember. My mind bad, man. It's bad. But hey, what's going on? I mean, this thing about an hour. You feel me? But I just wanted to, tap in with y'all, man. So I'm here cooling about, you know what I'm saying, about to shut this live down pretty soon or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? I would like to go. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. No lie. I hated Kobe, man. I hated Kobe. Like one of my best friends is a Lakers fan. And I promise you, when I tell you I hated Kobe. I couldn't stand Kobe. I hated Kobe until until like probably I think what made me hate Kobe, hate the Lakers. I'm gonna say hate the Lakers was when the Lakers beat. This is the reason why I hated Kobe because Kobe will always beat a team that I liked. Like I liked I was a Sacramento Kings fan. The Lakers beat them. I'm not gonna say I was a Kobe. I didn't like Kobe. I ain't gonna care. I didn't like Kobe. I didn't like Kobe. I didn't like the Lakers. I didn't like the Lakers. Like I was not a Lakers fan at all. Now, I was a Shaq fan. I liked Shaq. I was a Shaq fan. I respected Kobe. I'm just saying, like, I respected Kobe as a player. You know what I'm saying? Kobe was a beast. He But I just didn't like the fact that they beat, you know what I'm saying, the 76ers, man, because I wanted Allen Iverson to win a ring. So, you know what I'm saying, that messed me up. You know what I'm saying? I hated the Lakers, man. Then I remember when they played the Pacers. Then I remember when they played. I can't remember the last team that they played. You know, when they won them 3 straight. But yeah, man, the Kings was supposed to beat the Lakers that night, man. It ain't nobody gonna tell me no different. They were supposed to beat the Lakers. I watched that whole series. They were supposed to beat the Lakers. But the Sixers didn't have enough. They didn't have enough to beat the Lakers, man. They didn't have enough. Allen Iverson needed a little bit more help. You know, they had Eric Snow. They had I can't. Man, my mind bad. I remember Eric Snow though, because I think he was I want to say he was a shooting guard. Let me see. They just didn't have enough to beat the Lakers, man. They didn't have enough to beat the Lakers. Nobody in that era really could mess with the Lakers. Nobody. But the Sacramento Kings they got robbed, like severely robbed of that game, of that championship. They were supposed to win that series. Yeah, Aaron McKee. Yeah. So I'm saying, man, my mind bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? I remember the series though, it's just my mind bad. But yeah, Aaron McKee, Mutombo, yeah, because Mutombo, that was like, you know, Mutombo was kind of, you know, going out of his prime. Like that was past prime Mutombo. Like he was, yeah, but he still gave them, you know, good buckets. He still was good. He still was elite, but he was just, you know, that was for the end of his career. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Nobody could deal with Shaq, man. Nobody could deal with Shaq. See, I was a fan of Shaq when Shaq was with the Magic. When he was, you know what I'm saying, with the Orlando Magic. That's when I became a fan of Shaq. But then when he went to the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? Like like to this day, Shaq is one of my favorite players of all time. But you know what I'm saying? I hated the Lakers though. I I couldn't stand the Lakers. But yeah, man, that was some good times, man. You know, great series. They really the NBA today is good, but back then, man, they used to ball, man. I miss the old days. I miss the old NFL because it was, you know, they could really play ball. They could really, you know, so I can't say Kareem because I didn't get a chance to see Kareem play. So I got to go with Shaq because I seen Shaq play. I didn't see Kareem play. I guess I'll say the Joker. I guess I'll go to Joker. Well, I don't know. I'm kind of undecided about that. I don't know, but Shaq any day. Shaq, you know, any day. I like Gianna's game. I like his game. I like his game. But yeah, man. Figured out this thing, man. Game 2, we back on, man. Y'all tap in with us. Game 2, we definitely going live again. Definitely going live again. Hey, appreciate y'all, man, for tapping in. Appreciate you, bro, for tapping in, man, and you know, coming, you know what I'm saying, engaging with us, man. big salute to you. Appreciate you, bro, for tapping in. Make sure y'all tap in back with us Sunday. I wish I could go live when the game was playing, but I don't know if I can do that, and I don't want to get no copyright strike on our channel, so I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna wait till the game over, and I'm gonna give y'all a little recap, and we can chop it up. And we can talk about it then. But appreciate everybody that tuned in, man. This your boy HB with H Sport Network. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, like the videos that we got on here. Make sure y'all leave comments or like the videos. Please like the videos. When y'all like the videos, they push our videos to the recommended tab, so more people watch our videos. So we really appreciate y'all liking the videos, watching the videos, subscribing to the channel. We got a lot of content coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, y'all might not see as much in these summer months, but when August hit, from August to December, back to starting back up in February with baseball, football season, you will see a lot of content. I will go live like this, you know, most either on a Thursday or a Sunday. So, but y'all stay tuned in. See y'all Sunday night, man, for game 2. OKC versus Indiana Pacers. NBA Finals, man, it's going down, man. It's your boy HB with HB Sport Network. Y'all stay tuned in. See y'all Sunday night. Probably as soon as the game over, I'm gonna go live. So I'll see y'all then. Y'all be easy.